What does $350,000 actually buy you in Bullhead City? And just as important, what doesn't it? Because a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home around 1,500 square feet, it sounds very doable, and it is. But where buyers get caught off guard is in the details, the extras, the locations, and the lifestyle that comes with it. Hi, I'm Amy Pierce with Keller Williams Arizona Living Realty, and I help clients relocate, buy second homes, and invest right here in Bullhead City and the surrounding areas of Mojave County, Arizona. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what you can expect to buy under $350,000 and what those upgrades and locations will realistically cost you, especially around the river. Before we jump into the options, let's take a look at the bigger picture. In Bullhead City, the median sales price typically is around the mid 300,000s, but that number can be very misleading. So if you're coming in with about 350,000, you absolutely have options, but you'll need to prioritize what matters most to you. So let's start with new construction. At this price point, you can find an entry-level new build typically around 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and right around 14 to 1,600 square feet. These homes, they are designed for low maintenance living. For a lot of buyers relocating here, this is the easiest starting point because everything feels new, it's simple, and it's more predictable. You usually find a simplified front yard with low desert landscaping, a fenced or block-walled backyard, and a 2-car garage, typically around 21 feet deep. Communities like North Fork and Montana Ridge are great examples of where you can find these types of homes being built. Now, what you're getting here is something that is brand new, clean, and move-in ready. But what you are not getting are the upgrades like larger lots, extended garages, RV parking, and premium views. And those features push you beyond that $350,000 price point. Next, let's talk about site-built homes that are in areas that are not newly constructed areas. In several neighborhoods where the median sales price is higher than the cities, an example would be Fox Creek, Sunridge, El Camino Village, Desert Foothills, or Palo Verde Meadows, homes around $350,000 are not always easy to find here. But you can still get a single family home in these communities if you're open to updating and repairs. This could mean that the property still has original finishes, older flooring, or the kitchens and bathrooms have not been remodeled yet. So the question becomes, are you open to putting in some work to get into a neighborhood that you really like? Because that's where you find the value. Another options for homes under $350,000 that a lot of buyers overlook is condominiums, especially along the Colorado River. Condos can offer waterfront living or a lifestyle that's near water without the price tag of a site-built waterfront home. You often get extra amenities, lower maintenance, and what we call that lock and leave lifestyle, which is great for second home buyers or part-time residents. But again, it's a trade-off: less space, shared walls, HOA fees. Condominiums like Road Haven are a great example, especially for buyers looking for a lower maintenance and more community-oriented environment. I also want to mention Fort Mojave. It is right next to Bullhead City, and a lot of clients actually think that it is in Bullhead City, but it does offer additional options within that same price point. Sometimes you can find newer homes, different layouts, a slightly better value depending upon the neighborhood. And sometimes that small shift in location can really make a noticeable difference on what your budget can actually buy. Now let's talk about the features that are going to tend to push you above that $350,000 price point, because that's where expectations are really needing to align. If you are looking for a home with more space, larger square footage, maybe an updated open concept, that alone can start to push you into the higher prices. But where I see the biggest shift with my buyers and my clients is when they start to layer in those extra lifestyle features. And what I mean by that is the extended boat deep garages for boats or off-road vehicles, RV parking, RV garages, pools, more privacy and separation between homes, and remodeled update homes. These are all features that typically come with a higher price point here. And in Bullhead City, those features matter more than a lot of other markets because that's how people live here. Between the river, the lake, the desert, recreation, storage, and outdoor space becomes a priority very quickly. And that is where I start to see expectations start to shift. Buyers may begin with a very reasonable budget and a very reasonable wish list, but once they combine updated conditions, that extra garage space, privacy, a pool, and a view, that budget starts to narrow and they quickly see that they need to stretch it just a little bit more. So now let's tie those into locations because there's three areas that a lot of my buyers want to start with first. So the first one I want to talk about is Palo Verde Meadows. If you go to this area, you will absolutely find more established homes here, large to small, and some with river access. And it sits along the greenbelt. And this area typically tends to sell higher than the median sales price. Desert Foothills is elevated off the parkway. The lots have views and they are mixed from small to large footprints. And that extra space and that setting also draws buyers, but it also comes with a price point that usually is higher. And then last is Laughlin Ranch. And this is a gated golf course community that sits along the parkway and has resort style amenities. Again, it is a beautiful area, but will be above the $350,000 price point. For this area, it doesn't mean that there's not value there. There absolutely is. It just means that buyers need to decide what matters most first. Is the priority getting the newest home possible, getting into a certain neighborhood, being closer to the river, or having more room for toys and outdoor living? Usually in a $350,000 price point, you may be able to get some of those things and have your options. But once you start adding in those extended sizes in the garage, the home, view lots, and lifestyle features, that's where you may need to be prepared to start to stretch your budget. At the end of the day, it really comes down to what matters most to you and what's most important. Is it the location, the condition of the home, the space, the lifestyle? And if you're thinking about relocating, buying a second home, or just exploring your options here in Bullhead City, scan the QR code or click the link below and book a call with me. And don't forget to like, subscribe, or ring the bell. And if you want more information about our area along the Colorado River, watch these videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.